Yeah. 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 TG and Mecah, they running the show. Talking Buckeye football, letting them know. OH. Buckeye ladies ring the victory bell. OH. Now go ahead and give them hell. Smart, bold, and ready, they know their ball. Scarlet and gray pride, they've got it all. OH. Buckeye ladies ring the victory bell. OH. Now go ahead and give them hell.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Buckeye Ladies Show. I'm TG. This is Sean and our great guest Tony. Now, again, I know you guys were expecting Mecah to come back. She can't. She's still dealing with some family stuff. So until she can't come back, I'm gonna have either Sean or Eric here with me, along with Tony. How you guys doing?
Good, man. Good.
Hey, just shout out to Mecah and her family. Prayers out to her. It takes two of us to fill Mecah's shoes. So I mean, and we still probably couldn't use another person to come in here to help us out. So to fill in just for Mecah because she's that awesome. So we love you, Mecah. Hope just prayers to you and your family, and hugs to you and prayers to you. And also, let's give a shout out to Nick Mangold too, who's a former great Buckeye, NFL great, need a kidney transplant, man. Prayers to Nick and his family, and hope he gets that kidney.
Yeah, so guys, hopefully like everything goes well for Mecah and Nick Mangold, but it's just one of those days where it just so happens to be that way. So we're gonna continue the show, and we're gonna continue to give you guys our best set of opinions. For starters, now I will say, guys, there is a little bit of recruiting news. Now we're gonna skip it, but I will say we did have a commit in the 2028 class, which is great, to be honest. 5-star defensive lineman. What was his name again, Sean?
Jameer Weiss.
That's it. Thank you, Tony.
Tony.
And not only that, but one of our recruits of the 2027 class, Jameer Brown, our 5-star wide receiver, apparently is suing the OHSAA for NIL, for high school students to be able to get NIL. So
isn't he the number one player in
Yep.
the 27 class?
Yeah. And expect him to win because they folded on the one with with Trey McNutt on 707. So expect him to fold on this one.
I mean, he was on our show. He was on our show earlier. Great kid, great dude. Mm-hmm. So we wished him luck. And Jameer, Showtime Brown. Jameer, if you're watching, man, we got your back. If you want to come on, you're more than welcome to come on any of our shows and talk, bro.
Yeah, guys, if you guys want to go back and check out the video myself and Sean did with Jameer Brown, you can find it on the OHRO pretty much podcast. All you gotta do is just type it in and you'll find it. Trust me, you guys would love it too. It was great. But what we're gonna do now with the recruiting news out the way is first we're gonna recap the Illinois game, and then we're gonna dive into the rest of what was week
7.
Week 7, okay, because I was losing track of how many weeks it's already been. So let's talk about the Illinois game. Let's start with you first, Tony. What are your thoughts of Ohio State's performance in the Illinois game?
I mean, listen, I talked about it on our show Tuesday or Wednesday. Essentially, like the Illinois game, I think might be like everybody was waiting for Ohio State to have that kind of lull where everybody else ended up losing stuff, whatever. I think the strength of this team and the fact of what we've been through and what they're doing with what they have, the amount of stuff that is like we have 8 new starters and they might all be better. You know what I'm saying? Like we have a new quarterback and he's might be up to snuff already. Those sort of things like this, I think, is going to be the lull in the season. Like, and we still won by 18. So overall, the running game wasn't there, and Illinois is a mid defense. That's the one concerning part of it, is that maybe our running game needs a little work. But I think they just need to find their groove. They need to find the thing that they're good at. They don't have like a bread and butter type of thing. And I think once Bo Jackson gets healthy again, they just need to find that sort of play and that sort of scheme that's going to work for them running wise. Like just like Chip Kelly last year, kind of started calling to their strengths. I think Brian Hartline's going to get to that point where he just figures out what their strengths are and then starts calling it to that. So I think once that, like, I think this might be it's concerning, but not that concerning. And I don't see the fact that we went and played Illinois, who probably, after this week, you know what I'm saying, if everything falls right, they probably going to end up running the table and being a playoff team. You know what I'm saying? And their losses are two really good teams. So
well, when you think about it, Tony, when it comes to the run game, well, I will say this about Illinois' defense. They got a great defensive line. Their linebackers are really good too. It's their secondary that absolutely sucks. And that's because of injury. Now, I will say this when it comes to the run game. It doesn't help when you're running up the middle like 24 times a game. So it's like there's more you can do than that. And that's what they keep doing. And I think one of the things that has been brought up is everybody wants to see Ohio State play like fast or play differently. But apparently from what there was a tweet out there that said that that this is how they're designing the offense to just play slow on purpose because they don't care to really by November. I think we should see a different offense. Obviously they're not going to expose the whole playbook, but I think you're going to see them do different things than what they should be doing.
Well, yeah, I think Ryan Day, same as he did last year. Ohio State is run like an organization. It's not run like a college football team. It's run like an NFL team. And part of the NFL thing is to stretch out the season with, with the clock being less, so you get less plays. Ryan Day has slowed it down. We're like the 93rd ranked team in speed of, speed efficiency. And so in that, I think Ryan Day has just said, we're going to if we can keep winning this way, we're going to keep winning this way until we don't have to win this way, until we have to do it the way, the other way. Because we've seen that Julian Sain can do it. We know we have the two best wide receivers probably in college football. We know, we know all these things. So we don't have to super utilize them at the moment if we don't have to, because we don't have to kill everybody, knowing that once we get to November and December, we can turn it on.
Oh, absolutely. To be quite honest, I actually think when you talk about this again, because of the one thing also Ryan Day also wanted to make sure with this team is Illinois, no matter how much we may say how bad their secondary is, I will say that when it comes to punching the ball out and fumbling, they do a really good job of doing that too. They were the best at forcing fumbles. So that was the other thing I think Ohio State wanted to make clear is, listen here, do not fumble the football. Take care of the football. That's a big, we're not doing that here.
We had no turnovers, which I think was great. That was we won. If you look at the stat sheet, we won all the important categories: third down, turnovers. You know what I'm saying? Those sort of stats that
we even converted on fourth down.
Right. And so when you win those stats and you look back and you go, well, they had 3 turnovers, which were crazy. A couple of them were crazy turnovers. And I call it a fourth turnover because with that punt is, when you have a punt that's negative 15 yards, that's a turnover. You know what I'm saying? So literally 4 turnovers essentially to none. And we protected the ball, which is what we need to see Julian Sain do. We went how many ever games, we went half a season with not giving up a touchdown. I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah. On top of the fact that too, that Tyler does make a good point when it comes to the run game. It doesn't help when your tight ends and your offensive linemen miss blocks too, because they did miss a couple blocks.
They ran right past it. We watched it on the show, and I talked about it on our show. Austin Sarahville and somebody else, or Luke Montgomery, ran right past the linebacker. Was Max okay? Ran right past him, and literally didn't even was arm's length away. Didn't even look at him. Just kept it pushing. What are you doing, dude?
I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what, guys. Though I've been down a little bit on the offensive line when it comes to the running game. We had Boom Heron on, and he said that he was impressed with the offensive line. That our running backs have been missing some holes. The vision's been a little off. So you know what? Maybe that's true too. Maybe it's not all on the offensive line. Maybe them running backs have missed their cuts, have missed some holes. It didn't cut it back when they should have, or not follow their blocks right. So, we were never in danger of losing that game at all. No matter what the score. We were in control of that game the whole time. And, guys, we need a couple wins like this early on to gut out. I call them gut out wins, where you're not playing your best and you find a way to win. I mean,
Yeah.
they leaned on the defense. They score when they have to. They didn't, they weren't put in any pressure where the game was in jeopardy at all. So I'm very happy with the way we're going, but I do think that offense does need to open up more. And
yeah.
And like you said last year, Tony, perfect example is they cut a lot of the crap after the Michigan game out of the playbook, the running scheme that wasn't working. And we saw how great that offense looked in the playoffs. I think that's what they're kind of doing right now is they're trying to find out what they got. When they're blowing these teams out, they run a couple plays, see, does that hit? Nah. Are we more of a zone gap? Nah. Are we more of a power eye team? A power running game. They're kind of finding their way right now, and when they have to score, they can score, and I'm okay with that right now. But I do want to see them when they have to turn it on. I want to see them turn it on.
I think Ryan Day's mentality is if we get to 20, as long as we get to 20 or 21 points, we've got it, because with Matt Patricia's defense and the way our defense is playing, nobody's going to score more than 17. So, as long as we get past that 17 mark, I think Ryan Day feels comfortable, and that's when he starts to glide. He just starts to
think about it, too. The one thing, Illinois became the first team scoring on us in the red zone, and it was off a stupid trick play that Ohio State didn't even see coming.
Nobody saw that coming. I mean, you don't run that's just one of those, halfback pass crap,
They scored against our second and third string people. I'm not worried about it.
No, that was we were talking about on the goal line stand where they scored 10, where they got 10 points like that. Yeah. They did score against our second and third stringers, but I think it's because they took their foot off the gas pedal in this game to a point where Ryan Day was okay, you guys can't keep letting that happen.
Right.
To me, I really do believe when you talk about Ohio State's defense, you're talking about the best defense in the country. I don't think there's any, and I still think we have the depth, and our guys played super well. Even the backups, despite the fact, Jason Moore came in this game, and everybody was saying, "Yo, Jason Moore needs to start stepping up." And what did he do in this game? He stepped up on the line of scrimmage, not just out there. He played literally in the game the entire time. He played, and then he was also on a goal line stand where he was excellent. And you're that. Anybody who ever doubted Larry Johnson, apologize to Larry Johnson right now. And y'all probably going to be owing him an apology when we get into a segment recapping Week 7.
Guys, let's not forget what happened. We were missing a starter, and they moved Jermaine Matthews to slot.
It might be the best move of the season, man.
Exactly, man.
Jermaine Matthews is the scariest nickel out there, bud. Man.
And think about it too, we still because Ohio State still loves Lorenzo because he brings that toughness in that run game that we love so much. And in the passing game, it's not like he gets beat like that. He had that one bad play that
he knows he should have tackled that kid. He knows it.
And he's gonna hit them hard like no tomorrow. At the end of the day, when you talk about the Lorenzo Styles and what he brings, is you love the fact that we're going to have him back, and the fact that we have such versatility. And think about it, too. They could have put Caleb Downs at nickel if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Think about how versatile this defense is.
The thing is you have Jermaine closer to the line. He was blitzing. He caused a fumble. He tipped that pass.
He's getting on so many turnovers, dude.
You had Matthews and you got Caleb Downs closer to the line. My God. You got two of your best playmakers right there next to Arvell and Sonny, all in that area. Nobody's going to be able to do anything. Honestly, I would keep Matthews there, and I'd keep Iggy at one corner, and the other corner, I would take Devin Sanchez, I'd take Aaron Scott, and I'd rotate them.
Listen, I think it is, it's the thing that is not talked about as much is this is a testament to the fact that Devin Sanchez is as advertised.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As advertised. Because Aaron Scott's been playing good, and for Devin Sanchez to get that start says a lot.
Oh yeah, and think about it too. Devin said, they tried him early in the game. They were trying to think, okay, let's test this freshman. And Devin Sanchez basically just said, "Y'all not trying me today."
He got that penalty.
He did get that one penalty, but I understand it. It's gonna happen. And you know what's super funny? He got a penalty before freaking David Benosin.
Listen,
David got one holding penalty.
I view it the same way as I view Igmanosin's penalties. If they're gonna let him play, and Davidson's gonna mug you, but he has to be close enough to mug you, so he's not out of position. He's in position.
That's
you have to be close enough to grab him. So, I'm not worried about it.
That's what has drove me nuts for the last 2 years. Is he is in position, Get your dang head around. It's like he freaks out at the last second and he grabs people. I'm like,
He just
Yeah, but at least he didn't
mugged,
get
bro.
called that much, and at least he didn't get called in this game. Like I don't think he
No,
got called.
they was letting him go, bro. He mugged a couple
one of these
times. He mugged
I
him,
mean,
dude.
one of these days it's going to cost us, guys.
No, one of these days, but this is the only game in which it happened. Like these past set of games, he hadn't been doing that, but this is the one game where it's like,
He had
dude,
16
can you not go
penalties
back?
last year. He's got 3 this year. We're okay.
Well, here's the thing that bothers me though is when he gets that one, you got to knock it off after that. I mean,
Listen,
he could have been called 2 or 3 more times. I mean, he was lucky he didn't. I mean,
called in almost every game last year. So the fact that he's down to 3, is not like great, but it's also not horrible.
No,
it's not horrible.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, guys, by the way, our offensive line earned the Joe Moore Award midseason honor roll. It's a award that recognizes the most outstanding offensive line unit in college football midseason. So I was like, imagine that, huh?
Yeah,
we haven't won
look at what they've done with Austin Saravel, guys. Not one hurry. Left tackle.
The offensive line, I think, like when literally. There's a couple plays like the one goal line thing where CJ Donaldson scored. Austin Saravel and Luke Montgomery grabbed 2 dudes and pushed them so far back into the end zone. Like they opened up a hole that me and Lunatic could have ran through arm in arm. Like it was silly. And I was like, damn, that's how we need to block. Like that sort of thing. And I think we've seen them block that way. But like to think that think about it, like Austin Saravel, we never thought he was going to be the left tackle this year. Not even a tackle.
Could be a guard.
Yeah.
Be a guard, a rotation guard.
I think he was going to be the right tackle.
Phillip Daniels, came in, played 4 games in Minnesota, comes back. We didn't think he was going to be anything special. Thought maybe next year he'd be something special. He starts at right tackle. The kid we paid a bunch of money to is not even the 3rd guard because Josh Padilla's filling in. I think we're doing okay.
He's the guard that I think that would take over for Tegra. And but if they want to, if I know this very well, if they want to put Padilla in at center, put Carson Hinsman in at right guard, they know that's also another.
They've been putting Padilla in at right guard. Right?
They've been
played right guard.
They've been putting him at right guard. Oh wow!
Yeah, they've been doing that the last 2 games.
Ethan Onyanwa didn't play. Josh Padilla did. How crazy is that? Josh Padilla might be the 2nd guard.
They said that Padilla's done so much in practice that he's earned playing time, but they're not going to put him in at center over Carson. So they've moved him to right guard to get him because he's earned playing time. He's been tearing people up in practice that they want to get him game reps that he's earned them. So they've been putting him at right guard over Ian, who we all thought was going to be our starting left tackle.
And you know what's super funny is what I was hearing about the left tackle spot is it's not like it's him, but it's you have Austin Saravel and Phillip Daniels, who are just absolute freaks at the right and left tackle. It's impossible to not put these guys in there. As much as they wanted to play, they just couldn't put him in there because, it's not like he's bad. It's the fact that these 2 are freaks right now. Look at them.
Yeah, nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw that coming.
No, you just think that he would go in over Tegra. I'm sorry, but if there's one weak link on that line, it's him. I mean,
Tegra's got to go, bud. You can't. Anybody you put in there, down to the ball boy, is not going to play as bad as Tegra's played.
Yeah. Oh, guys, do you also want to know this? A fun little stat.
Yeah.
Yeah, just with it.
The first 5 quarterbacks at Ohio State, the first 5 starts Ohio State quarterbacks has had. I want you to take a guess between Julian Sainz, CJ Stroud, Justin Fields, and Dwayne Haskins. Take a guess what their first 5 starts look like.
Well, I know Stroud lost to Oregon.
Yep.
No, just their stats as far as what their stats look like.
They're probably similar to Julian's.
Almost. As a matter of fact, Julian is better. Way better right now.
Listen, if you look at
I
all
would
the
say completion probably, but maybe not with the touchdown passes because I think Haskins really.
Haskins balled out.
Actually, as a matter of fact, he is the lower one on as far as touchdowns. He is lower, but completion percentage, he's so.
Dwayne Haskins balled out that year.
Yeah.
That was nuts.
It was.
Yeah, his first. So I'll tell you guys the stats. For Julian saying it's 80.2% completion percentage, 13 of 3. 13 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. CJ Stroud, 66.2%. 18 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. Justin Fields, 69.8%, 16 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's the only one on this list that didn't throw an interception.
Justin Fields was masterful.
Yeah. And then Dwayne Haskins, as you guys mentioned, 70.8% with 19-2 touchdown to interception ratio.
I mean, that was a record-setting year. So
But
I
if
mean,
you remember, they couldn't run the ball that great that year,
not at
so
all. Not at
they
all.
were passing. I mean,
We're a
they
run
had
first
to
team
pass.
this year, so I mean, it's for Julian to have those kind of stats and us to still be a run first team this year. I think we're doing all right.
Oh yeah. So imagine when we actually start passing. Because think
Yeah,
about it.
no,
Because if you look at his passing, he absolutely can have exactly the number of touchdowns that Justin Fields, C.J. Stroud, and Dwayne Haskins have.
he's hyper
Right now.
accurate.
He'd be right there with those guys.
Hyper accurate.
Guys, look at the accuracy. It's one thing to say, hey, he's got high completion percentage, because you know what? People do that all the time, just throwing the dink and dunks. He's getting that with passes past 20 yards. Look at his completions past 20 yards.
Oh yeah, his completion percentage past 20 yards is outstanding.
Look,
oh my gosh,
the
dude.
one pass he threw over the middle, like 15 yards deep to Jeremiah Smith in the Illinois game. Jeremiah Smith running full speed, and I watched him throw that ball. Jeremiah reached up, and he threw the ball right where Jeremiah's hands was, right in stride. Didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was so perfect. And I was like, damn, look at that. Like, the release was perfect. Like, it was a very beautiful ball. And Jeremiah, he caught it. He hit Jeremiah running full speed. It was a fast dude. Mm-hmm. Probably the fastest dude on the team. He hit him in stride.
What was his best pass, TG? What was it? What was Sane's best pass that we say was his best pass?
The one where he got hit by that Minnesota guy, still completed to freaking Max Clear.
Dude, yeah, he took a smack on that one.
Dude, not only that, but guys, I actually also found this out as well about Julian saying, now take a guess what his adjusted completion percentage is.
What?
84.2 to 86.7%.
Wild.
Wow.
I said that. I'm like, Jesus. Because like your adjusted completion percentage is like another part of like how accurate you are.
Yeah.
And it really tells you just how accurate he really has been.
Yeah, listen,
guys, though, we're still not as good as Bryce Underwood, though. Come on, guys.
No one's ever seen wait a minute.
No one's ever seen a freshman.
While I'm at it, let me see, because I know he's the worst in the Big Ten right now, but I really want to see.
We're not as good as getting a bag as Bryce Underwood, but that's about it. Throwing a football, I think I could probably throw a better Bryce Underwood someday.
Guys, I am impressed with the quarterback play in the Big Ten. I mean, Dante Moore's playing at a high level. The kid at Minnesota's Lindsey's playing at a high level. Maivia or whatever his name is at USC, balling out. Nico has been balling out.
Look,
I mean, my gosh,
how crazy is it that
Luke Altmaier? I mean, and the kid at Indiana's just that's crazy. And
Fernando Mendoza's balling.
What I like is after last week, what quarterback on our schedule now, with the teams that we face now, what quarterback scares you guys?
None.
No, I don't know. I'm not sure which ones scare me, because I wouldn't say, because I definitely wouldn't say Nico. I think we know what to do against him, but because we did what we did against him with Tennessee. And Tennessee, a far much more talented team than
we're gonna give Nico all he wants again. I think it's crazy too that, like, think about it, that like other than Ty Simpson, maybe the second best quarterback in the SEC is a Big Ten backup in Bo Prabula.
Penn State wishes they had him now, don't they?
They do. And you know what's super funny is Drew, like I said, and you definitely wish you had him, because like Drew Allen's out for the rest of the season now because of the injury. And like I said, I feel bad for Drew, because it's like that Penn State team cannot develop cannot develop a quarterback to save their life.
Not a little bit.
How do you lose to Northwestern? I don't care if your quarterback does get hurt.
Because bro, ask yourself this question: what was that defense?
No, Penn State is a dumpster fire from dumpster fire.
And again, that's
crazy.
I mean, guys, look at the running game they have. You figure they could have just ran the ball the rest of the game and got first downs and won the stupid game, but man,
they were supposed to have the top two out of three running backs in the country. And
you think?
No, I'm not buying it.
Real quick, guys,
Nicky, I think, is the problem.
Real quick, guys, just to ask you real quick, because we're gonna touch on Penn State, because this is gonna be part of the firing that happened.
Ooh, buddy.
Give me your to wrap this up. Give me your player of the game as far as this Illinois game. Just your player.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go Sonny Styles. Like, just he was in on a lot of tackles. He was always where he's supposed to be. And like that tackle he had on Luke Altmaier at the goal line, like he hit that boy so hard. Luke Altmaier switched the ball from his hands and landed outside the end zone. He had it in his left hand. Sonny hit him and he said, "Oh," and moved the ball to his right hand. Like, so listen, Sonny's great. Like, I would love to pick Arvell because Arvell is great too, but I think Sonny was just solid. Sonny, I don't know. I don't think he missed any tackles in that game too, which means he's still the only player in the country with 0 missed tackles.
By the way, if you want to say something about Arvell, I actually watched some of his film, and he's kind of like the combination of an edge rusher and a linebacker, where he can play outside linebacker and still rush on the out. Like he could play like as a linebacker that could play like trying to read, keys and stuff up in the secondary, trying to like be that back linebacker, but then he could be that edge that comes straight off the edge. Because let me tell you what he was doing with tackle. He was doing the tackles in this game. I'm like, and the dude's not even 250 pounds. Let that sink in. And he was pushing these tackles like how we see CJ Hicks be doing. That's how he was doing these tackles.
Maximum.
Well, the thing is you got to figure them tackles are backdropping, right? They're backpedaling, and he's coming at a full sprint with how strong he is. He's just gonna knock those guys back. I mean,
it's like Hicks coming from the line of scrimmage, like he's standing up and he's just running at him. I'm like,
listen, you know how scary it is at one point in that game, Matt Patricia ran Arvell Reese and Caleb Downs through the same hole at somebody. Is that not the scariest thing you've ever seen in your life? Is those two running at you?
No, I would say Sonny and Arvell coming at me at the same time would be scarier, dude.
See, now that's terrifying, but so is Sonny. Yeah. So is Arvell and Caleb Downs. And not only that, but
I'm
also
throwing the ball
look at how he did against the run game, too, because it's not like when you watch him in the run game, this guy knew exactly how to angle his shoulders so he wouldn't give out the outside while also not getting pushed back. So, like, he was at the line of scrimmage doing that, and he was, like, just going toe-to-toe with this tackle, and it was like,
bro, they're talking,
you different, bro.
Well, he's keeping his containment. I mean, he's keeping his outside leg free, not getting stuck.
But think about it, though. This dude is not 250 pounds. Like, he's not.
No,
he's like 230-something. He's like 230-something. He doing that against a 300-pound tackle, and you're like,
listen,
man,
they're talking about him being the first non-quarterback off the board in the draft. How crazy is that? He's the first-time starter.
And think about it. But when you look at him, dude, they compared him to this Georgia linebacker that's like playing for the Falcons now.
Yeah.
Who plays the same? Who is exactly like Arvell, except Arvell might be a scarier version of him, and he's bigger than Arvell.
Is really cool. If you saw Arvell walking on the side of the street, you would go, "I'm walking on the other side of the street. I'm cool." Like you had no problems with that man.
I'll tell you what, guys. My player of the game, I'm going Jermaine Matthews.
Man, listen, good call. Jermaine Matthews in on every. How many pass breakups and stuff that he's been in on like 7 or 8 different turnovers in a way, like or almost turnovers, like the Aaron Scott one. You know what I'm saying? Or the Sonny one where he got tipped. The one where he ran the route for Wingo and caught the ball that was thrown directly to him. Like he's always there. Like it's crazy.
He's dropped like 2 interceptions too. I mean,
he almost had 2 interceptions. That's great.
Twice I've seen him.
For me, it's Arvell. For me, it's Arvell.
I love Arvell. Any of those guys, Sonny, Arvell, Jermaine Matthews, any of those guys, or Caleb Downs, they all could have been
anyone on the defense at this point, man. Like,
guess what? A majority of them, Arvell Reese, Caden Curry, Sonny Styles, and Caleb Downs made midseason All-American along with Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah, Jeremiah Smith is second team. How crazy is that?
That's as well as Kenyatta Jackson. I think he also made it too at the defensive end position on second team.
Parnell didn't make it.
I don't know. I didn't see him make it. But
how crazy is it that Jeremiah made second team, but Carnell, who's been at least equal with him, didn't make anything?
Yeah, he didn't make it. I was like, what is this list I'm looking at?
Carnell, who starts on every single other team as the first receiver in the country.
The problem is, guys, is a lot of
these guys, have the stats.
He doesn't have either. Does Jeremiah? I mean, if you look at how much we throw the ball and stuff, I mean, especially those first couple games. I mean, we didn't have a chance to. I mean, Sane hasn't gone back and thrown for 30 times. Like last couple
watch the games though, like they're literally integral parts to it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just they don't have gaudy stats, but like if you were to watch any of the Ohio State games, you go, oh no, those are definitely 2 of the best players in the field.
Oh, I agree. I mean, no doubt. I mean, you can't guard them guys, and it's what I love that they're doing right now is each week Max Clare gets more and more gets more and more touches. It gets, they're putting more and more of the tight end into it, man. So I mean, that's three.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. They're putting the tight ends in
it.
it a lot more. And honestly, some people are kind of looking at, like, I did see one idiot try to talk something about why is always they using that. It's because the tight ends we got the most talented, we have the best tight end room in the country, brother. Like, we're going to use the tight ends. We got freaking, look, say whatever you want about Jelani as a blogger. I think he's gotten better, but he's still got to work.
He still
got to work on a lot of stuff. But as a pass catcher, I'm going to give him this. Like, this dude can catch a pass.
I have a question.
He's not Claire.
No, but he is a freaky like type of tight end in the passing game. Like, you put him in the passing game, he catching the ball.
He's an athletic freak, but we've had a couple friends of ours that love him and tried to tell me that he was better than Claire. I'm just like, dude.
No, heck no. I've never look. I love Jelani, and I think he a total freak. But Max Claire is better than him. Even I can tell you that.
So look, I posed this question on our show. I want to ask you guys and get your opinion on it. Do we now, like, to me, I think we consider like Brandon Ennis and Max Claire kind of like, they're like in between. They're not quite slot, but they're not quite tight ends. But you know what I'm saying? They're kind of doing some of both. Like, they're kind of the same type of player. Like, we haven't thrown a lot to Brandon Ennis, but they're kind of built the same. They kind of run the same. Like, Brandon Ennis is not that fast, but he's still killing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, all those other things. Like, that's what I consider them. Like, they're kind of in this in between group that's not quite a full tight end, not quite a full slot receiver.
Oh, I mean, the beauty of Max Claire is he can block like a tight end, and he's got such a mismatch. I mean, he's so tall, runs the perfect routes. Mm-hmm. He's not as fast as Ennis, but I mean, for a tight end, he's going to cook almost any linebacker.
Pretty comparable. Like, Brandon Ennis is not super fast.
He runs hard, and
yeah.
Ennis, everybody talks about his blocking. I'm just like, dude, you need to step up and make some more catches, man.
Well, they got to throw him the ball. There's times you'll see.
You got to be open, man. You got to make yourself so open that they're going to throw it to you.
He gets open, but like the lion's share of everything has been, you know what I'm saying? Like 15 passes are going to go to Carnell or Jeremiah every game. Like it's been very clear every game. It's been like 13 to 17 passes go to those two, and they're split up between those two. So like and then that's just the way it goes. And I think that's the way Julian sees the field. He processes it. But like, there's times you watch the film, Brandon Ennis is wide open, but they'll hit Jeremiah on a 10-yard hitch and not Brandon Ennis on the long one. What do you know what I'm saying? Something like that. So
understandable. I mean, when you really think about it too, like, some people are trying to come at like Iggy, and I'm like, guys, be real. He's got two great players that he's playing with, and then like Max Claire is a freak. So like, I don't think you're gonna see him. And not to mention, us as Buckeye fans kept begging Ohio State to like do more with the tight ends and start like and again, give props to Keenan Bailey for how he's really transformed this tight end room. Give that man the props he deserves. So it's like, just because Brandon Ennis isn't having himself the greatest of a season doesn't mean he's terrible. It just means that we got too much talent right now. Like, guys, it doesn't mean he's terrible. The guy's doing great. And I'm not going to lie, I prefer that, to be quite honest. I really do. I prefer that. I prefer him to do what he's doing. And he's being a leader. You don't see him complaining about it. He's like, look, whatever I got to do to help the team win, I'm going to do that.
I would honestly, I would like to see more rotation, guys.
Doing a captain's job.
I think they need to do more rotation, though, honestly, with the receiver.
Yeah, they do. I'm not going to lie. Like, I want to see more of Mylan Graham, because like, I think he's going to be great. And then I also want to see more of I do want to see more Quincy Porter. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I think both of them are going to be superstars, man.
Quincy Porter is the perfect guy to have down by the goal line for bully ball, just like Jeremiah, because no one's going to – I mean, Porter's that much bigger than JJ is. I mean, come on, man. Put him down in the goal line. If, you don't go to JJ, you can go to him. I mean, of course, you got Max Claire too, so you really don't have to put Porter in, but I'd like to see it happen anyways.
I would love that. But do you guys want to also know a little fact about our defense? Because this is actually pretty historical on how great this defense has been.
Hey, Tyler has a good point. Tyler, Kirk's our Michigan fan that comes in here, and Tyler's probably the biggest Michigan fan that likes Ohio State, so we want to give him a shout out.
Tyler from Michigan.
Tyler's got that yellow M tattooed on his chest.
Tyler, they doing you dirty.
He's
You
already
know he's losing his crap right now at his house right now.
he's losing his mind, dude. He's
probably
losing.
screaming at the TV, giving me the finger right now. But
Yeah.
he made the point. There's only one football to go around, and that's true, guys. There's only one.
There is only one football, so like, hey, give it to him. But also, what our defense has done, like, look at the 6.8 points we've given up per game is the fewest since 1975.
Terrible. Fire Ryan Day. Fire
No.
Ryan Day.
No, but it's actually good because they're like this, like that is the fewest set of points we've given up. And 2024, we came that close as well. Like we were right there.
The crazy is that our defense was like kind of a generational defense last year, and we lose the defensive coordinator and we lose 8 starters, and somehow we come back and we're better.
Mm-hmm. And think about it, the offensive, like the fewest, they have 229 yards that they've given up, which is the fewest since 2007.
Okay.
And then the yards per play, the only 3.90, which is the fewest they've given up since 2019.
I had to remind this guy online. He goes, Maddie, just wait till Maddie P does Maddie P things. I said, he did that in Detroit. I said, well, we didn't hire him to be a head coach down here. We hired him to be a defensive coordinator. What did he do when he was a defensive coordinator? Oh, he won a bunch of these, a bunch of rings. We don't want him to be we don't want him to be our head coach, guys. We want him to be our defensive coordinator. That's what we're paying him for.
And think about it. He said that him coming to college football was probably the best thing, and coming here to Ohio State was the best thing because he wanted to re-energize himself because he felt like this was something he wanted to do to be better because he learned his lesson from his time in Detroit and his time with the Philadelphia Eagles. Like I'm putting none of that on him because it's like, dude, that team was just terrible.
Listen, it's the best hire. It was the best hire of last year. How crazy is Ohio State's evaluation process for coaches and players have been just so spot on. Like there's not been a lot of players that have just been like in the last couple of years that we've evaluated. There's not been a lot of coaches that hires that Ryan Day has made where it's like you know what I'm saying? Like he's had a couple like I don't know moments where like since all that he's like turned the corner and not only like his whole evaluation process is just home run after home run after home run. Like
he's only had 2 bad ones, and I was like Parker Fleming and freaking Kerry Combs. But Kerry Combs he brought back specifically to be the defensive backs coach, and he really wanted Jake Hafley. He really wanted Hafley to continue being the DC, and we got screwed over because of that. So
Hafley would have been so.
And Vader, for your question, I mean, they made it a purpose that they want the running backs to be more, all the running backs, like James Peoples, C.J. Donaldson, Bo Jackson, and Isaiah West to become a part of the passing game. They really do. They want the running backs to be
pass Bo caught and took off. He took off at full speed as soon as that ball hit his hands. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, guys, though.
And by the way,
CJ's probably the best receiver out of them all, though.
Yeah. And if I had to tell you guys, too, as far as our defense, we only given up 4 touchdowns all season this year, which is the fewest since 2007.
Wild. That's what I said on our show. Like, this is probably the best defense since 2007 or 2002. Like, for real. Like, it's wild.
This might be the best defense since, like, 2019, dude. Like, 2019's defense was no joke.
They were, too. But, I mean, this might end up being the best Buckeye defense ever at this point.
96.
Like, yeah, all those teams, 96, 97, 98, they were all crazy good, man.
96 defense, though. That was just unreal.
But how crazy Harvell is not as, I don't think is as big as Andy Katzenmoyer, but is.
No, he may not be as big, but his strength is ridiculous.
But like he reminds me of Andy Katzenmoyer type. You know what I'm saying? Where he's just smashing people.
Mm-hmm. And that's what's scary. Is that this dude ain't even that big.
No, I thought last year he should have played more.
Obviously he should have. Obviously.
Yeah, well, this is where we're gonna start talking about Penn State. Because Tony, what are your thoughts on the firing of James Franklin?
First of all, what is Penn State doing, dude? Like, who are you gonna get? Who are you gonna get better? Are you kidding? Like, listen, you're gonna pay $50 million to go get who? Who? Exactly. Like, you don't have a plan, nothing. Like, you're gonna go take a swing at Marcus Freeman. That they said that publicly. We're gonna take a big swing at Marcus Freeman. You better have more money than God to pry him away from Notre Dame. Are you kidding me, dude? There's no way he does that. Like, he's at Notre Dame, nonetheless. A similar brand, or if not bigger, clout school with no conference where he can just lose 2 games at the beginning of the year and probably still make the playoffs.
Actually, no. Like, if he loses 2 games, he better win the rest of his games.
If Marcus Freeman wins out, he's going to the playoffs. No, a 10-2 team from Notre Dame makes it over almost anybody every time.
Depends on who they won. I mean, honestly,
it depends on who they lost against and who they beat to.
Miami and Texas A&M.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying.
But here's the thing, though. They better not lose another game this season because they go down to play against USC.
The USC game is a big thing, but like that's your plan, is to go after that, and like, okay, maybe you get Matt Rule, but like we've seen Matt Rule in college, like he's kind of just been middling for what he has.
I mean, Nebraska ain't great, and at least with Penn State, you got some level of
talent. They're a B tier team, maybe, but like. There's no plan, and there's nobody you're gonna get. Like, who's the best coach for Penn State? James Franklin, because like you're not gonna get like he has James Franklin problems and he can't go to the big game, but like he still was a good coach. He was one play away from the national championship last year. One play. Mm-hmm. Like, and think how crazy it is that in the Oregon game he was ahead in overtime, and 3 weeks later he doesn't have a job. That's the craziest downfall of a coach in human history. Like.
Well, think about it. Think about who was it that got him fired, though, because we know who this is.
Guys, the thing is, I think it became too toxic there with everything going on behind the scenes that they couldn't keep him there anymore.
Like that Penn State fans got so sick of him because it's like, dude, how much money did they spend on this team? And you lose 3 games, you're not even in the playoffs.
When your family's
a defensive coordinator from Ohio State.
I mean, they gave him every possibility, because I watched Locked On Nittany Lions. Shout out to those guys. They do put on a pretty good podcast. And they were talking about how, they gave him everything that he wanted. I mean, he wanted Jim Knowles. They wanted to spend the money on him. He wanted more money for this, more money for that. So they opened the pocketbook and they gave him everything that he wanted. And by the time, he had no other excuses, man. It fell right on him.
Listen, how is somebody that's the wide receiver coach have no wide receivers?
Oh no, bro. Who the frick knows? It's so funny because I'm like, bro, but it's like, bro, you're supposed to be a wide receiver coach and you have no receivers. That's like Urban. Bro, Urban Meyer used to be a wide receiver coach here at Ohio State, and look at the receivers we had. Look at the receivers he had in Florida, and look at the receivers he had here at Ohio State. Like, what show excuse?
Like, I don't know. Like the whole James Franklin thing. Like, I think this definitely is going to set off some sort of like chaotic coaching carousel thing, because if Penn State fires their coach, like, what is Florida doing? Somebody's at Florida like, oh God, we haven't pulled the trigger yet. Penn State pulled the trigger.
Yeah, let me tell you something real quick though, because it's like what James Franklin. I think it's because of the transfer portal window, because the portal window was like you're gonna be losing guys in December if you don't fire him right away, because you ain't got no spring window, which we talked about it before. The spring window should have stayed. It was the December window that should have went.
Yeah, they definitely should have done. They should do it in the middle.
That's the whole reason why. I mean, think about it. That's why you're seeing coaches get fired now, this point in the season. It's because of how the winter transfer portal screws these teams over, and it definitely is going to screw over Ohio State to a point where Ohio State is going to have a whole like recruiting team to just look out for the winter portal just to get these guys, because they plan to go deep in the playoffs every year.
Yeah, and I think they will. I think the James Franklin thing is crazy though, because it's like at the end of the day, like they don't have a plan, and like their plan is to go try to get somebody who's probably ungettable, and then you know what I'm saying, like then you don't like it's just a bunch of middling coaches after that. Were you going to Lane Kiffin, the king of 9-3? Like Matt Campbell,
at least won more big games than James Franklin, which that tells you something.
Yeah, but like,
or Brian Kelly, they could try to get him, because at least Brian Kelly went to a national title.
Brian Kelly's worse than James Franklin.
Is he?
He went the year when they didn't play anybody. I mean, that there wasn't a playoff system. I mean, Brian Kelly is the most overrated coach.
So overrated.
I mean, I think him. It's like him and Franklin are the same to me. But I'm like,
I would say I will echo the same thing that Josh Pate said, that Matt Campbell's probably the best candidate for the job. But that's not saying he's gonna like excel. Matt Campbell has done good where he's at, and he's made Iowa State something. But like, he's not
want to go there though. That's the thing.
It's Iowa State still. It's not. He didn't take a blue blood program to the top. He took Iowa State to the top of the Big 12 for a couple years. Like,
and think about it, the Big 12 is so much better now than it once was, and Iowa State's still good. It's just that now you got like Cincinnati and Texas Tech that are stepping
right. Like, you got people spending big boy money over there buying teams. Like Matt, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that's the best candidate I've heard. But like at the end of the day, like I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't understand paying $50 million, 50 M's to get this man out of here. Like, how great do you have to feel when you go home and go, I was so bad at my job they paid me to leave. $50 million.
The
That's
thing is, though,
insane.
he has to every year, as part of the buyout language, is he has to apply for jobs. He's got to try to get a coaching job.
Yeah, I mean he does, but I mean, like maybe
I mean,
I
he
think
can
he goes to
try,
Florida.
but that's it. But I think he will try just to get all his money. But who says he'll get one?
I
But
Right.
think he
you know
goes
where
to
he get
Florida.
it. But let's talk about the guy who got him fired, because we talk about that defense. For God's sakes, what was that against Northwestern? Dude?
I just think it's hilarious that they scraped and crawled and pried Jim Knoll away, and all it was a blessing for us. And literally, he's the highest paid defensive coordinator in college football. And guess what? He just got a coach fired because he's so crappy.
God, look how happy our defensive players are. Look how excited they are. Look how they fly around. How they're all pumped up. How happy they are.
And listen how they talk about Matt Patricia. Like, they don't try to bash those. I mean, Peyton Pierce was probably the most blatant one to bash him, but but our defensive players don't try to bash him. They be nice at least, and say that Nose at least had the courtesy to text them to tell them he might leave without just straight up leaving without telling them, and he didn't have to. But he had the courtesy to do that, and they give him credit for that. But they tell you straight up, his defenses were not fun to be in.
No, listen, it took him 3 years to install what Matt Patricia has installed essentially in 9 months, and has done it better. And you said, like, I talked about it on our show, the whole process for Matt Patricia, what he does and why he's so successful at it. Because like he'll take dudes and give them little tasks, be like, "Oh, you're good at this. Like Arvell, you're the best spy in the country. Do this," and then all he does that with everybody, and all of a sudden he's just got people to go do your job, and then he does his job, and then all of a sudden you've installed a defense without having to do anything complicated. Just do this, do your job, and that's it. And he just gives people the task and makes them feel important.
He makes it simple so these guys don't have to overthink and they can play fast.
Yep.
I mean, he cuts it down to makes it simple so these guys just go out there and make plays, react.
Just do your job.
Last year we saw too many guys overthinking, getting caught in bad positions. I mean, freaking
Sonny Styles
Hicks was so lost last year.
Sonny was lost for half the year.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
this time last year for Sonny Styles and this year Sonny Styles, they're two different human beings.
Well,
I mean, Sonny basically told you he didn't even know what the F the play was. Like he did not like being the green dot last year. This year he loves it.
I mean, Knowles would take a round peg and try to hammer it into a square hole. I mean, freaking Patricia, like you said, he finds what someone's good at and he puts people in positions to be successful.
And look, I'm gonna give Jim Knowles all the credit in the world. Like, yes, you brought this defense back. You gave us the greatest defense we've had since 2019, since I would even say 07 and 2002 and 2024. Like, that defense is historically great. But you can tell it took Ryan Day getting on your keister to fix some stuff. Is what it took.
Think about what it took last year.
Then you look at this defense. This year's defense is better than the defense last year. And think about it. That is a historical defense.
And it was a seamless transition. Seamless.
You want to know what's funny? Look at what happened to the cheaters up north last year. What was their excuse? Well, we lost our defensive coordinator, our offensive coordinator. We lost all these people to the NFL. We had to learn all new systems.
So did we.
We lost more people than they did. We lost both of our coordinators. We got a bunch of new starters, a new quarterback. And what are we? Oh, number one in the nation.
Still. So, like, and again, people, and think about it too, like all these people, all these news outlets tried to say Ohio State could have just as bad of a year as Michigan did. And it was like, do you guys pay attention at all? That's the question.
Guys, this is why we're up here. They're down here. You guys will never be on our level. Not to sound arrogant, but the reason we're up here is because look at what we do when we lose all those people. We don't take a step back. We're not.
It's because we make the right coaching hires. Like, you look at the coaching hires we made, like the evaluations. Like, again, we've only had two bad hires that set us back, but then we rebounded by making better hires.
Look at
and we ended up coming back better. And even with the two bad hires that we had, we still didn't have losing seasons.
I mean, look, and the development guys and the recruiting, all that. I mean, you don't rebuild, you reload. I mean,
Look, you want to know the last time Ohio State lost more than 3 games? I looked it up the other day. Wait, hold on. I'll look it up again. Sorry. I forgot, but like literally, it's not. It's in the 80s. I think it's Earl Bruce. It was 1988. That's what it was.
Yeah, and the last time like we lost more games.
I don't. Okay, we don't count the interim year with Luke Fickell. Like, don't count that because that's kind of crazy. Any other? Was it more than 3 games? I don't think so.
Cooper. Oh yeah, Cooper had a losing season. He lost 6 games. He was like 4-6.
Hold on.
That was either his first year or second year because 87 was Bruce's last year.
Oh, and then it was 88. So, okay, yes, it was Cooper. Okay, I thought it was Bruce. Okay, my
yeah. 2 losing seasons in my lifetime.
Like that's crazy to think. Like how crazy is that to think? Like literally, that's the thing. And like the coaches we had, and like some at this point, how crazy to think that Ryan Day might just end up being like Ryan Day and Woody for the conversation, and all the great coaches we had before just are like it's insane. Like the coaching stuff now is like I circle back to the Penn State thing. You know who my first state call would be from Penn State? Kurt Cignetti.
He's not. He just got
dude. He just signed an 8-year deal, bro. He ain't leaving till like 2033.
He spent $50 million to get rid of a decent coach. Like you might as well shoot your shot. You're not getting Marcus Freeman. You might.
He's not gonna leave. Like he literally decided, and Indiana's like, and be intrigued that Indiana actually. Who would have thought Ohio State and Indiana, the 2 best teams in the Big Ten right now?
Right, probably the most winningest programming, one of the most winningest program in college football, and literally the losingest program in college football are the 2 top teams. That's insane. That's insane.
Honestly, the only top guy I could think of, big name coach or bigger name coach that I could see going to Penn State because he's a Penn State guy would be Rule.
Yeah, literally.
That's literally who Buck Vader said he has his money on. It's Matt Rule.
When Matt Rule was asked,
I want to read you guys a little bit of stats too, because remember we just talked about like Jim Knowles' defense. Like, look at go back to the Oregon game. I'm gonna tell you how many yards this man gave up. He gave up 424 yards against Oregon. 20 first downs he gave up. He let Oregon convert 5 of 7 on 4th downs. Think about that. 5 of 7 on 4th downs against Oregon is what his defense gave up. Yep. And he had no forced sacks and no first turnovers in that game. That's how bad that defense was in that game.
No punts ever in a Michigan game. He forced no punts in a Michigan game ever. None. 0.
Imagine that too. Like, and think about it too. Like, you didn't force a punt against Michigan in 2024. Like, wait a minute. I guess that offense. Wait a minute. Like that's catastrophically
right.
bad.
If you had a quarterback there that couldn't throw the ball past the line of scrimmage, and you can't force a punt, you're killing me, kid.
That's terrible. And if I were to look it up, let me see what he did. Because think about what he did against that Northwestern defense, that Northwestern offense. Like, that was just bad. I want to kind of look it up. Penn State's defense against that.
He was notoriously a sieve, man. Just Jim knows, like, and like, I get his defense, but like, I've never like completely believed in the 3-3-5. Like, and I like think about like we weren't gonna do the Leo Jack thing or whatever, and now like you have Arvell and like Caleb Downs and stuff moving around like the boogeyman everywhere, and you know Arvell being a crazy spy for everybody. Like, we're doing all the stuff Jim Knowles wanted to do, except for Matt Patricia's doing it and just installed it in 9 months.
Well, the problem is freaking Knowles put Jack Sawyer in the Jack position. You can't do that. Sorry. I love Jack Sawyer, but it was not a linebacker.
Yeah, I wouldn't put Caden Curry there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Caden Curry's a great defensive end, but like, I'm not gonna put him there. Whereas you have Arvell or like you Caleb Downs coming down, or even Sonny, like they're roaming around like the boogeyman back there, dude.
Those guys are used to playing linebacker. I mean, Jack Sawyer and Caden Curry used to put their hand in the dirt and taking on. You know,
that's what they're good at.
Doing it. I mean, big time difference.
It's call the defense to their strengths, not what you think they can do, what they can do.
Yeah, when you also think about it too, it's like their defense actually in the beginning were holding Northwestern finally in the red zone as far as running and everything, and then they started giving up a bunch of yards and points and letting them come back in the game. I'm like, what is you doing, Jim? What is this? And Tyler even had it too, because how much did they give up against UCLA? See, now that if they gave up a lot against UCLA, that would be so embarrassing.
It would be.
I'll tell you what, Nico killed them though, and you know what Nico did? Nico keep Tennessee in the game last year against us?
Running.
Right.
That's what Nico was doing. He
No,
was killing them with his feet. Then he was making the passes that he had to.
UCLA was the better team that whole game, from start to finish.
Yep.
Bro,
I mean, it was
oh my
amazing.
God.
Like,
Bro.
clearly a better team. It was crazy.
Yo, the UCLA was 10 of 16 on third down. Penn State gave up 435 yards against that offense.
To an
Total
0-4 team. Get out of here, dude.
166 yards passing, 269 rushing. As we all know, Nico had a lot to do with that. But you gave up 435 yards total, 10 of 16 on third down. Really, brother?
Guys,
and Nico not only, bro, look at what Nico did. Now, this dude has 16 carries for 3 touchdowns. But what he did in the passing game, he was 17 of 24 for 2 touchdowns. And what he looked like beforehand was not this good, bro. He goes up against Jim Knowles' defense. All of a sudden, he looks like a freaking NFL quarterback. And I'm like,
one thing that's missing though that I will give Knowles a little bit of slack for, as the week before they fired their coach and they had a new offensive coordinator and they're calling plays. So I mean, new Heisel.
But here's the thing, though. The head coach didn't even know how to use the headset. Let that sink in. You lost to a coach that didn't even know how to use the headset, who also looks like that Shrek star, that little movie star in Shrek. I forget his name, but I know he looks like that little blonde dude in Shrek. Like, that's who you lost to.
Oh, he was the offensive coordinator. That's new Heisel's son. But
bro,
the guy called a hell of an offensive game.
No, listen, yeah, they looked like the better team.
That's because they knew what to do. Like, they looked at what Knowles' defense had the biggest weakness, and they said, okay, we're just going to do that.
I mean, Knowles, they had no idea what UCLA was going to do because, the coach is gone. You guys got nothing.
Here's my thing: if you're Jim Knowles, you played against Nico last year. You actually got the talent on this Penn State offense. How about do what you did against Tennessee with a lesser talented team than Tennessee? Instead, you do exactly what's been the biggest thorn in your side since you got there. And UCLA figured it out in no time because they knew. They watched the Tennessee game and said, look, Ohio State's really talented. They did struggle with Nico in the run game, which that had been Ohio State's weakness until this year. And then they go back and look at all of other Knowles' games, and they're like, wow, the running quarterback tends to be a problem. So you know what we're going to do? Nico, we finna just let you tear it up. You're going to go run against this defense, and you're going to do what you did before. That's what you're going to do. That's exactly what he was going to do. And they did.
This has been the craziest year in college football I've ever seen. Like think about this. Alabama doesn't have a great defense and doesn't have a good running game. Or any running game really at all. Like, how crazy is that to think? You think Nick Saban and Derrick Henry are just throwing stuff at the TV every Saturday? Because they have to be, dude. They have to be.
Probably.
Like, it's just the weirdest stuff in college football this year. Like, everything we thought was like, nope, you're all wrong. You're all wrong about this. Like,
how about Navy and Air Force getting in an air raid shootout?
I mean, right? Like the two teams that have run the ball the most that have no passing game. Think about
what? It's so upside down this year. Like, if you're the higher rated team other than Ohio State, it has been bad for you almost all year.
Like the world's coming to an end, man.
It's like, how crazy is it that Alabama lost to Florida State, and Florida State has been such a fraud since then, and Alabama has looked good? Like, what happened? What happened? Because I watched Florida State push you boys around like you were nothing, and all of a sudden now, like, Florida State's
one of those days, man. All teams have it, and you know what? When you have one of those days, you just hope that you can find a way to get through it and win. And well, listen, I mean, as long as it's not pretty and you get the win, I don't care. Just get the win.
Well, listen, Ohio State is stayed like somewhat consistent all year with that, and like they're the only team that has looked like that. Like, even like, I mean, like, I think the loss, like Illinois' loss, like, was one of those days when they lost, to Indiana like 1-10. Like, it was just
snowball.
It was one of
everything went against them. I mean, they just.
But the fact they played good against Ohio State, I think, bolsters them to say, okay, look, we just had a bad day, and it's like it seems like everybody's been having a bad day, and I think the Illinois game was our bad day, and if that's our bad day, I'm okay with it.
Guys, that was the one game that I had marked that I was worried about was the Illinois game because we've always played bad there, and they had Luke Altmaier. I was just like, funny things happen in Champaign, Illinois when we go to play there, and I was just like, man, I just hope it's not going to happen again this year. And they went out there and they handled business. It wasn't pretty, but it was good enough to get the win.
I have nightmares of Juice Williams all the time. But how crazy is it that at the beginning of the season, think about what you thought our schedule looked like, and like the fact that, oh, we got to play Penn State, we're going to play Illinois, we're going to play these games, the ones we're scared of, and all of a sudden it looks like, wait, do we just have an easy schedule now? Is that what happened?
All of a sudden, yeah. It's like we had a tough.
All of a sudden, I'm like, I'm not afraid of anybody. We've been in control of every game. This is wild.
The only team, like I say, we should be careful of is Purdue. Imagine if I say like Purdue is the one team we should be careful of because they actually got an offense all of a sudden.
They do, but Ryan Day.
Yeah, but here's what I'm like. No, I think Ryan Day is gonna like not like. I don't think he's gonna underestimate them because obviously, like you never should because Ohio State's been beaten by Purdue before when we did. But it's like this team is much better than people thought, and it's like. Imagine that Purdue being that, bro. It's been a long time since Purdue's been good, and the fact that like them, Indiana, are like, bro,
college football is upside down this year, bro. And we're the only team that has just come out and looked like we're supposed to look. It's so wild.
I'll tell you what, man. Watch out for UCLA, man. They've been on a roll since they fired that coach. Nico's balling out. I mean, that might be the toughest game we got left. Honestly,
bro, let me tell you something right now. Compare everybody's trenches to ours. Like, talk about, like, we talk about with Penn State. Like, bro, their trenches have been so bad.
So bad, dude.
Bro, especially the offensive line. It's like, these are the same guys from last year. And it's like, the offensive line look like they got worse. And compare them to our offensive line. Do you know where our offensive line, like, ranks right now? As far as, like, right now, one of the things about our offensive line is we do rank top 3 in the nation. For, like, right now. We rank top 3. And one of the things is we rank number 1 in fewest tackles for loss allowed, and number 4 in fewest sacks allowed. So, meaning we didn't allow many sacks or many tackles for loss. Like, we really
kept Julian clean, and I think that's been very helpful to his progression. Listen, think about crazy this is the fact that Lincoln Riley played Michigan last week, and everybody thought Lincoln Riley was going to Lincoln Riley, and all of a sudden, like James Franklin's getting fired, and Lincoln Riley's like, I figured it out. I'm not gonna screw this up, and just goes in and smacks Michigan around. It was a great feeling to watch that. Like, oh, dude, Riley got it right one time. The one time I needed him to get it right, he got it right.
You never expect USC to go in there and bully somebody.
But listen, they had a good defense that game. It was the best thing I've ever seen.
They bullied them in the trenches, running the ball down Michigan's throat. I mean, and they were gashing them with a four-string running back.
Michigan abandoned the run. So they have like one of the best running backs in the country, and that's their identity.
Well, here's the problem though. Like their offensive line is so terrible right now, and like even when they had like Justin Haynes didn't even finish the game. Remember, he ended up getting out there with out of the game with an injury, so that definitely screwed them over.
Marshall was running good though.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. He's not as good as Justice Haynes, and here's the thing with Justice Haynes. It's like this guy is not a physical running back. Like I've watched this. Like you see teams that will go up to the line of scrimmage and just absolutely stuff him. And it takes them having like you have to have like a really good like decisive game plan or trickery of some kind to get like what they did against Oklahoma where he had that big run. It's because of how they had the defensive line, not the defensive line, the offensive line. Yeah, like they really did that, and it confused the heck out of this team. But it's like that's the one time that he gets these big runs is when teams get ungap disciplined. Like he needs those gaps to open for him to have a great run. If you don't got that, he's not gonna have a good game. You have to be gap disciplined against Justin Haynes. And guess what? You do that, he won't get big runs. He's not physical.
If you play so bad that USC looks like they have a defense, something is wrong. There's trouble up north, buddy. But like you mentioned Oklahoma. How pedestrian and crazy did Oklahoma not look good? Like it was wild, dude. Like they looked like John Mateer went from the best player in the country to thumb surgery to looking like not a great quarterback.
You know, I know it's funny, as we heard from the Michigan fans, oh, your Texas win doesn't look so impressive now, blah, blah, blah.
When Texas goes out and smacks Oklahoma around.
Oh, beats Oklahoma like they stole something. And what did Oklahoma do to you guys? Beat you like you stole something?
Right. Yeah, and they could have beat you guys by 50 if they didn't screw up so much. Think about that.
Yeah, John Mateer was tearing them out.
But then
bro, their defense was terrible. Their defense has been terrible. It's like when you think about your defense last year, at least you had Kenneth Grant, who sucks in the NFL right now, by the way, and Mason Graham, who's actually doing pretty good. So it's like at least you had those guys. Now you don't, so you kind of screwed on the D line because that one guy, what's his name, Derek Moore, that edge rusher that was talking all that mess, bro. You look like straight dog crap right now.
But for some reason they got really high sack numbers.
Against crappy teams for the most part.
I mean, listen, half those sacks came, I think, in the Central Michigan game when they put up like 70.
Yeah. I think it's School of the Blind. Didn't they get like 8 against the School of the Blind?
Probably. I mean, like they're like an SEC type schedule. It's wild. It's like cupcake after cupcake after one.
What's their big win? I mean, honestly, that's what I asked the Michigan guy. I said, "What's your guys' big win then?"
I don't even know who they've beaten because all I know about is their losses. Because they've been so glaring.
If our Texas game was crap, well, who's your big win? Nebraska. Nebraska's mid. Sorry.
Yeah, what's funny about last year? Nebraska's 5-1 right now. So,
dude, listen, Nebraska is not a bad team. It's just they're still a B tier team.
Yeah, they're a B tier team, pretty much. So it's like, but they as long as they're 5-1, it looks good. But they're not even ranked, which I find like them and Washington are 5-1 teams.
Right? How crazy is that? Washington has lost to Ohio State, played a decent game, lost to Ohio State, and they can't crack the top 25. That's insane.
That's BS because they're gonna go in and smoke Michigan, and that's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, like think about it too, because I think what Desmond Williams is gonna do against Michigan, I think he's gonna run all over that football team like no tomorrow. Like he couldn't do that against us because we knew what to do, and obviously we actually have a defensive coordinator that knew what the
they stuck Arvell on that kid so hard. Every time that kid went to go run up, Arvell shadowing him like, "Oh no, I'm not running the ball. Then I'm cool. I'll throw it somewhere. I'll throw it to the first row of the stands. I'm not running."
Yeah, like our defense was really like keeping him in the pocket. And they were going, and our D line was going after him too. Like, bro, they were not kidding.
Yeah, they was on him, man.
Yeah, so like I think that I really do believe that this that Washington team is going to beat him. And if you look over Michigan, here's the thing: Washington, like I said, they were going to lose to USC. Washington was going to beat them. Purdue, I think, beat them because that's the next game they have. And Purdue. Imagine if I said Purdue beats Michigan.
Purdue beats them. Oh, what if Northwestern beats them? That's what would be funny if Northwestern beat them.
That's the thing.
Northwestern's the giant killer of the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, because if I said it before, like I think Michigan State can beat them too. Like they got a really good team.
I would love for Michigan State to beat them. That would be great.
The little brother smack them around. Yeah, bud.
Childs.
Man, that's the biggest hate. That would be the best hate watch ever.
Yeah, so they got Washington. Then after that is what's week 8. So week 9 would be the Michigan State-Michigan game, and I think Michigan State will beat them.
Maybe.
Then you got Purdue against Michigan after the fact, and I think Purdue could beat them because their offense is really good. Their defense is solid, but they're and I think they're going to stuff the heck out of Michigan because I think they're going to practice like, okay, our biggest thing is to be stuffing the run and taking out the tight ends and making sure that these other receivers, as well as that other receiver they got as well, who has some speed, but I'm not going to lie, I don't think he's great, but we're going to focus on, we know what we need to do to take those guys out. We going to beat them. So I think Purdue's going to beat them. I think Northwestern could beat them. Like you think about that I say Northwestern.
Penn State they will.
Tall order.
Yeah, like I think Northwestern could beat them, and then they got Maryland after the fact. You know what's funny?
Maryland's playing good.
Maryland's playing
good right now. So Maryland can beat them. Think about this. Think about it. You got Washington, Michigan State, Purdue, Northwestern, and Maryland. That is 5 games right there you can lose.
Listen, you think they fire Sharon Moore?
Probably.
Like people in Michigan are after Sharon Moore's head, dude. Especially after the 2 games when the billionaire coached. Like, then you dude's a billionaire, also a college football coach in his spare time. Like, that's crazy. But like literally, he coached the games, and what happened? They just smacked people around, put up a bunch of yards. Now, granted, one of them was against Central Michigan, I think, or whatever. But still, the first 4 games with Sharon Moore, like if you do the stats, like the 2 games beat the other stats. It's insane.
Yeah, and think about it. Like, obviously, their final game of the season after that is basically Ohio State. And I think as long as, like, Ohio State actually doesn't do what they did last year, I think we're going to beat them. Because we should have beat them last year, but we gave them the win. So I think this time Ohio State is actually going to play to their strengths, or at least I believe they will.
I hope so.
I believe they will. I hope they will. And that they actually beat this team. Because think about it, if you're like USC basically gave you the blueprint. I mean, we talked about it. Like Texas and Illinois last year gave you the blueprint to beat this team and you didn't follow it. Like you should have done exactly what those teams did. But listen, this year, USC gave you the blueprint. So guess what? Get up on them now and beat them. Just get up on them and force them to abandon their run game. You do that, they can't beat you.
The Ryan Day that came out before that game and came out of that game after that players meeting is 2 different human beings. Yeah. And he came out this year. Ryan Day sounds so much like Nick Saban this year. It is frightening. Like everything, like he came out after the Minnesota game where we won 42-3 and just started throwing players under the bus. No, listen, Bo Jackson was reaching out when he was supposed to. I was like, whoa, dude. Like just very Nick Saban. Everything he answers is very Nick Saban like. He's been a killer since the Tennessee game it has been a different Ryan Day as a coach. He's got a different look in his eye. He's coaching different. He's making like really just perfect decisions. I think this is the year he solves his Michigan problem. And then it's like, oh, well.
Again, I think his Michigan problem has always been the mental block because of how much people kept beating the narrative into his head. And he finally started to realize that, dude, that narrative don't matter. Just beat them how you want to. No one cares how you beat them.
Once he turned the corner and we watched that playoff run, that's a different human.
This win.
And not only that, too, but also think about it like this. Like, think about it. They lose, like, you got the loss against USC. I already said you lose 5 games. So you have to lose USC. That's 6 losses right there that they have in the season. And if you lose to Ohio State, that's 7.
Guys, we're not going to lose that game to Michigan this year because, you know, we did something really, really awesome this year. We got the advantage on them is we took Kurt Herbstreit's son. We planted him in the locker room. He's giving us all the plays.
Oh, dude, I saw that the other day. They're literally talking about that like it's a serious thing out there. It is the most insane thing you'll ever see on the internet.
I mean, let me tell you something, Michigan. I don't ever want to hear you after the world's largest cheating scandal you ever pulled. Let me tell you something. If anybody decided to do that to you, who would care?
Bro.
Can I say something? Hey, dumbass, they weren't stealing your signs. The freaking plays are getting called in through the headsets.
Yeah, no, what he's saying is like he's taking sheets of the game plan and selling it to other teams, and I'm like, bro, come on, man. I'm like, come on, bro.
Dude, that water that's infected in Flint, Michigan, they're drinking it up with their Kool-Aid. And ended up brain damage, man. Or like smoking that crap from Detroit.
But here's the truth, though. Even if that was true, who cares? You pulled off the world's largest and worst cheating scandal that has ever been in the past 3 years. You expect anybody to feel sorry for you if that happened?
Still gotta make the plays.
Exactly. Matter. So even if that happened, like you still gotta make the plays. You still gotta make the plays, even if they know your stuff.
You can make the plays when you know them. When I know the players, I'm just gonna go to that.
No advantage at all. Doesn't matter.
But here's the thing, too, though. Like, and I pointed this out when it came to the UC. Like, no, I think for every team, they know your offense. Like, your offense is just straight up dog crap. And then, like, Bryce is not a great pocket pass quarterback. He's not.
Predictable.
It really is. Like, dude, you look at him. He's not a passing quarterback. He's terrible. I'm sorry. Like, listen, he's got talent, and I think he can be a great quarterback. But the problem is you don't have the coaching or the talent around him.
Yeah, they're not going to
develop. Your wide receivers suck. You got that one speed demon receiver, but I don't think that receiver is going to amount to anything other than speed. Like, you can have all the speed in the world. Like, for instance, this kid that goes up against Ohio State, you got speed on the Ohio State defense that matches that kid. So you think that speed matters against guys that match your speed? When you got guys that can match your speed, it don't matter. But when you got a quarterback that can't be accurate, that's the other thing. Because, like I said, he did last in the Big Ten in passing. And his adjusted completion percentage ain't great.
Listen, the thing is, guys, he should be, for as much as he's playing, each week, you should see him improving each week. Things should get better each week. You know, when you play a tougher team, things are going to happen. But you haven't seen the improvement there. I mean, if they were smart, they'd run more RPOs with him. They're not doing that. I mean, the kid's getting his butt kicked. They're losing by, I forget how many they're losing by. He's on the sidelines laughing, just having a good old time.
31-13 to USC. Look, they're using their 6'5" wide receiver and running end arounds with him and not throwing fades to him. Like, dude, that kid's my height. Like, he's catching the ball in the backfield like this. Everybody can see it. It's not a trick. Like, you literally, everybody knows the play. You like, instead of throwing the fade to the kid, they ran it end around. Like, what are you doing, man? Just throw the fade to the kid. He's taller than everybody else by a foot. Like, what are you doing? Just
because he's taller doesn't mean he's good, though, because there's a reason Indiana didn't have him playing.
Okay, but I'm saying, like,
it's okay.
Like, you'd rather run an end around to the kid.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not the fastest dude on the team. What are we doing?
That Marsh kid is going to be, I mean, kid could be a stud.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you have a terrible, because think about, we talked about this, is like, their offensive line is so bad right now because of, losing Ben Herbert was the worst thing that happened to that team, because it's like their strength and conditioning program has gone downhill since. Because these guys look like fat watermelons, can't move, look tired, gassed already off of like the first set of plays. Like, these dudes are pro, and this goes for this entire team. They're all like they're not in physical shape.
Guys, come on, man. We know the real reason. It's Herb Street. Come on.
All right, I'll admit it, it's Herb Street. Jesus, okay. He's sending me the plays too. I just wanted to know. Like, I'm trying to Cut down the corner of the game. Like, oh no, listen, I ain't got to watch. I know like the first 10 plays.
Because I heard the NIL. What they do is everybody donates to the NIL and they just give the money to Kirk's kid, and he hands over the play.
Yeah, no, 1870s actually just sending him checks every week. So there's, what I'm saying, he's just
every team that they play sends them a check, and he just mails them the.
He meets in like Toledo halfway, and they have like a clandestine meeting, him and Ross Bjork and Ryan Day, and they like exchange information and shit. It's crazy.
I mean, at least they stopped Ryan Day's brother, breaking into the school and stuff.
Obviously they know he's coming this time. They've seen him, so they see him coming this time. We had to get a new person. Jesus, Sean.
As a matter of fact, for Michigan fans, I kind of want you to kind of understand this, because I'm going to pull up Winsipedia, and I'm going to do a quick comparison, because the reality is, when you're talking about Michigan and Ohio State, what you guys talk about your 1,000 wins. Here's the thing: no one cares, because do you know how many times they've been in the AP poll? Not even close to Ohio State. Not even.
I mean, Ohio State's been constantly in the AP.
This is the thing. That's the point, though, because while you have the most wins, it's before helmets were a thing. It's like when college football won. It was like college football was dog crap.
They played a high school team one time and left before the game was over and still got the win. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, like that's what we're talking about. That's why your wins, because when you take a look at what Ohio State, like in the AP poll, guess how many times they've been in the AP poll? I actually brought this up on news before.
No clue.
1,007 times.
That's ridiculous,
guys. And the thing with Michigan too is they had football a lot longer than these other programs. I mean, you got like 10 or 12 years in some of these schools, 20 years, and you're bragging they got more wins than this school and that school. It's like you're around
and think about it too. Like, you probably shouldn't even have 1,000 wins, because guess what? These wins should have been taken away, but we all know that wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah.
And the reality is too, when you think about it, if you had your wins taken away, you would have been behind both Ohio State and Bama all times in wins. If it wasn't for these past 3 years, if it wasn't for the cheating scandal, you'd be behind both these programs, because that's how bad your team's been for the past 80 years. Then you would have been behind two teams regardless of how long you've been.
I agree.
That's what's crazy. So when you look at the comparison, it's kind of like, it's like Ohio State is beating Michigan in, like, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of the 12 categories that you're supposed to have for an all-time great program. Michigan has more national titles than Ohio State, but that's only about 3. Ohio State has a 9th national title. Now, what happens if they go back-to-back this year? And then they win another one? You're only... They go back-to-back. They got 10, meaning you only got 2 more natties. Then if Ohio State wins one in 2026 and they three-peat, they got 11, and they right behind you.
Knocking on your door.
I'm telling you, listen, I don't know. Michigan they're Michigan, and like they're going to do Michigan things. Like, I have no other explanation other than, like, listen, you know the crazy people? Yeah, they're still crazy. So just keep it moving.
And then not only that, but think about it too. Like, when it comes to conference titles, they're only up by Ohio State. Like, they got 45, Ohio State has 39. But if Ohio State brings back their Big Ten championship from 2010, they actually have 40. So,
listen, it's just
But think about it too, though, because Ohio State's going to be competing in the Big Ten championship, I think, for the next set of years. So I think Ohio State may end up catching them in that as well. So think about it. Like, Ohio State's going to end up catching you in conference titles and the national championship, and they're going to surpass you, I believe, on those statistics as well. So when they surpass you, think about it. Only one thing you have against Ohio State are the all-time wins. How long would that be before Ohio State gets you on that one?
This is the whole thing I say. I tell people, anybody that's argued with me about anything, I talked to a Tennessee fan the other day, anything like, and their whole argument was they have every other of these little stats, and I'm like, listen, Ohio State's been consistent for 100 years. We've had a couple down years, but we've never had a string of down years. Never. There's never been.
The last time we had a down year again was the Luke Fickell interim year, and that was just a down year. And that was based on some BS.
Consistently 2 or 4 or 5 seasons in a row.
2 losing seasons in over 50 years, guys.
Yeah,
the last 50 years, 2 losing.
Yeah, here's the funny thing. You said, Tony, you were talking to a Tennessee fan.
I was.
Let me tell you something. He shouldn't be talking, because Ohio State bosses Tennessee in every single statistic except bowl game record. And bowl game, they're not even that far apart from each other.
It's funny because this Tennessee fan, her very close cousin that she considers like super family and like raised like her child almost, is
Husband?
actually on the Ohio State football team. He was actually a very highly touted recruit.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
But by the way, let me tell you this right now. How many first round picks do you guys think Ohio State and Michigan have? I'm talking about like individually. Like how many picks does Ohio State have? How many picks does Michigan have?
I have no clue.
I wouldn't even.
Michigan has only 55, which is like 8th overall, but it still isn't a lot. And I think their first round pick spree is done because a lot of the first round picks they've had have sucked, like JJ McCarthy, like Kenneth Grant, like Mozzie Smith. Yeah, no, a lot of their first rounders have been crap. Ohio State has 95, and that could continue after this year.
I get it. I mean, I agree. Look,
Carnell, Arvell, Sonny, and Caleb.
Listen, I'm telling you, like, all four of the.
What does Michigan have? How many first round picks does Michigan?
55.
40 less.
55? And we have 95?
Yeah, they have 55, we have 95.
This is the year I think we put the SEC is better than the Big Ten to bed, because like if you look at the big board for like draft picks, there's none in the top 10 that are from the SEC. None. 0 on the big board. And like literally, like the only thing I think is crazy is that like it's hard to swallow the fact that Caleb Downs might get drafted after Arvell just because of positional value. But like it's weird to see that on the big board that like Caleb is behind Arvell. Like, but at the end of the day, there's US like SEC is the last thing they're holding on to being better than the Big Ten is, oh, well, we produce players for the NFL. We've got the draft picks to number. Now you don't.
Let me. We can debunk this real quick because here's the thing. Yes, while they have produced a lot of NFL talent, there's this thing. And I told them before. And the top 10 players since 2022 that have been drafted, players that have been the most impactful since they've been in the NFL. You have more Big Ten teams than you have SEC teams.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, if you look, this is a down year for the SEC.
But listen, there's no dominant team in the SEC. Like, there's just none. Like, it's just middling team after middling team eating each other alive over not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're just all they're gonna have like they're gonna have a 10-2 champion or something.
I thought Bama was back, and they might be.
Maybe
Bama will, I think, be a good team, but I don't think they'll be good for like as they were with Nick Saban. As a matter of fact, Bama's the only team that you can even say is even there with Ohio State all time. And even then, Ohio State kind of owns them a lot out of the 12 categories that makes all-time great teams. Ohio State actually owns them in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the 12, where Alabama has 4, and they're like the closest team that actually matches Ohio State.
Alabama just has gone on a streak. Like literally in the 80s and 90s, nobody cared about Alabama. Nobody heard about Alabama. Like it wasn't until Nick Saban got there that Alabama came back. You know what I'm saying? Like literally.
Yeah, I mean, with Nick Saban, think about what he's done. Like he's got them 18 national titles. Like the 18 national titles they have, most of them came from the Nick Saban era. They have 78 total bowl games that they went to. And weeks number 1, bro, under Saban, every single year they were like number 1.
He was in 9 national championships, I think, and he won 7. Like, what are you talking about?
That sucks.
That's insane.
That's think about that. Like, think about it. It's like Alabama. And what's super funny is like with Alabama being like the closest you see to Ohio State, like any of these categories, it's kind of that's damn near embarrassing.
Well, because I mean, like they were like big in the 50s, in the 60s, in the 70s, but like in the 80s and 90s, like growing up, nobody cared about Alabama football. Nobody even.
That's because Bama had their down years. Now I know we've gone on for like well over an hour, so how about we end this with our preview of Wisconsin?
Absolutely, let's knock it out.
So let's start with pretty much this. What do you guys expect to see in this game, basically? What is your prediction of the Wisconsin game?
A bloodbath.
Pretty much.
Like, I feel so bad for Luke Fickell because this might be the nail that closes Luke Fickell's coffin. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I just think they don't have, how is it crazy too that Wisconsin doesn't have a defense or a running game? Like, what are we talking about?
Actually, they have a run defense. Like their run defense is actually the best in the country. There's one thing our team will have trouble doing. It's running the football.
Wisconsin usually has like a defense. They ain't got the defense they usually have.
No, they don't have the defense they used to, but the run defense is still excellent. And it's like that we shouldn't underestimate because that defense we're gonna have trouble running against. But
this is the game where we open it up.
Yeah, I think this might be the game where we throw it more. Or try to be more creative in the run game at least.
Well, I think we're gonna put down, or I think we're gonna go up there. And Camp Randall can get out of control, whatever. But I feel like by the third quarter or the fourth quarter, when they do the jump around thing, it's going to be half full because we're crushing them. Because I think we're going to go up there and just like all the other places went, Washington's a tough place to play. Champagne's a tough place to play. We just went out there and put it to bed. As long as you do that, I think we're okay.
You got to go out.
I think the one thing for Ohio State is just be aware of the trick plays because Wisconsin might try to run some.
That's their Super Bowl. So, you got to go up there, score early on them, get the freaking crowd out of it,
bad, dude.
make everybody mad.
Right. What are you guys' score predictions?
42-0.
I will go. I'm going to go 45-3.
I say 35-3 because I don't think Ohio State's going to pour it on Fickle like that.
I think this is the game that they get the shutout.
It could be. Sean, if you're right and they get the shutout, man. 35-3 is for me. Only because I can see a world where they could get the field goal just because. So
I think it keeps special teams, big play or,
Wisconsin quarterback is horrific. He is so bad.
You will be surprised how highly. Hold on. Let me see. Where does he rank?
Listen, he looked so bad against Alabama. Like they looked like such a pedestrian team.
They beat the crap out of that kid, man.
Yeah, dude, they were dunking that kid on his head all day, and I was like, oh man, bro.
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. I said it too against that team, and Alabama's defense is not as good as it once was.
No, Alabama didn't really have a defense, and they went up there and smacked Wisconsin around like they were not even in the same league.
Wisconsin might be on their third or fourth quarterback. So
he's not good.
Not good at all. They hung in there against Michigan because Michigan couldn't doesn't have a passing game, and they held the running game for the longest time, but then gave up a couple big runs, and you know how that goes.
Yeah, listen, every week something else comes to light, and we've seen frauds and fall away, man. And now you just got like Ohio State and Indiana. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody else is just everything comes to light. Every week goes by, something more comes to light. You see people just fall away.
People laughed when I said Indiana. I predicted Indiana over Oregon.
Honestly, I didn't laugh at it. I said, "Ooh, I still want to see it because I don't trust Indiana fully." But I wasn't sure with Oregon either. I didn't think I said this. There's a chance Oregon wins, but given how good Indiana is, I still want to see them in this game because I didn't trust them. But now I can sit here and say Indiana is the second best team in the Big Ten, which whoever would have thought that.
Defense is flying around, man. That defense is no joke.
They were after Dante Moore from the first snap of that game. They was on his heels, man. Listen, I think Indiana is they are obviously the better team, but like Oregon has the depth, but I still had questions about Oregon. Indiana has the talent at the top. That Elijah Sherratt kid, he looked unstoppable against Oregon. Indiana has the talent at the top places, and Fernando Mendoza balling. It's just I don't know. I'm more convinced on Indiana than I was Oregon because I think there's just too many questions with Oregon. I don't think they can maintain. They're going to go.
Yeah, that'd be my other thing because I do want to see how Indiana will look. Because how do you guys think an Indiana Ohio State game will look in the Big Ten title game?
Listen, the Big Ten title game, two undefeated Indiana and Ohio State's going to be electric, bud. Electric.
In Indianapolis, imagine the crowd, man.
Oh, boy.
Bro, you're going to have Ohio State, Indiana. I think that place is going to be 50-50 because Indiana fans are going to be wanting to buy a ticket to their first Big Ten title game in how long? Since 1988?
It's like an hour away, man. They're going
to party. 87, I think, was the last time they won. 87 or 88, you're right. It was one of those years.
How crazy is the job that Curt Cignetti has done in 2 years? He came with half the players from James Madison and then got rid of all of them and just re-upped to a better team. Okay, buddy.
Anthony Thompson was the running back for Indiana. That's,
Listen.
Think about it like this. What he's doing in Indiana could help them in recruiting a lot too. Because it's imagine if Indiana starts recruiting well. It's oh God. Curt Cignetti just turned the losingest program in college football history into one of the best teams.
Powerhouse. Yeah.
Indiana, don't ever lose him. If I'm Indiana, I'm paying that man to keep him here.
Right.
We're gonna be a basketball school, or it's gonna be a football school while we add it too.
Listen.
And I'm gonna enjoy every bit of it with the money we're gonna be making off that.
Curt Cignetti said, "All I do is win. Google me." We Googled him. That's all he does is win.
We did Google him, but we also
everywhere he has been. That's all he does, bud. Everywhere he's gone, we looked at his record.
There's no doubt about it. Like I said, just the one thing you might want to do is don't do that with Ohio State. Don't talk that mess because that team was.
Well, he's run his mouth, dude. I watched a whole bunch of reels earlier with Kirk Cegnetti quotes. They're the best, dude. That dude.
They are. But I'm just telling you,
fact.
like, listen, you could do that with these other teams. Ohio State's that one team you don't.
Oh yeah, they're not playing with you though.
That is the one team you don't want to talk trash to.
He's already thrown him in.
But credit, man. He's taking that team, and I tell you what, when we played them last year, they gave us a game.
They did, but like at the end of the day, like they're not gonna I don't think they're ever gonna outcoach the coaching staff we have now.
See, that's always, but you know what though? They always play Ohio State tough for like the longest time. They always gave Urban fits.
Even when they were 2-11, they were trying to tear our mouth out.
You know, we beat them, but it
wasn't fun.
But when you think about it too, it's like because like 2015, Indiana actually had a good team, but when they were 2-11, I think like because Urban, don't forget, like Urban had that problem where he loses to teams where he shouldn't.
Yeah,
like that was always a problem with him.
Crazy work on Urban. Like I don't know. It's just it's fun to see Indiana up there and like balling. Like Mendoza looked like a baller. He threw some passes that were whoa.
Most underrated transfer portal in the country, I think is.
And think about it too. This kid was an Ohio quarterback in high school, and it's like if you're Ohio State, how'd you miss this kid?
Because he probably wasn't, played at nowhere school and probably.
Yes, but this is the thing too. Like when you hear what he did at California, you're like,
right? He came from California, like it's.
But it's like, think about it. When he came for California, like when he came, like the California Golden Bills, I think is where he went to. And remember, someone had said that regardless of how bad that team was, this dude was playing like lights out on fire. You're like,
he's balling the whole time, bro.
He got developed there. I mean,
and they had the worst offensive line. Like they had nothing for him to work with, and that guy was somehow still balling like crazy. So
that's why he left, and Devin Brown went to try to take his spot, and then that freshman.
That freshman, bro. That freshman.
Devin Brown's got the worst luck in human history, man. I'm so bad for that kid.
All right, guys, we're gonna close this out with something else because there is something I wanted to read to everybody.
Yep.
Something that both Julian Sayin and Lincoln Kehoes had said because I don't think we can expect Lincoln to transfer anytime soon.
No.
And I say this for this reason because he had said something, and I'm gonna pull up the quote real quick that I have. First, I'm going to start with him. He said, I always wanted to be a Buckeye. My journey, my teammates, and this community mean more to me than anything else. He never wants to, like, he didn't want to, it's basically a quote that was part of an interview he was part of. And he basically said, like, he doesn't want to leave the Buckeyes. Like, he doesn't. I mean, even if it would be better for his career, he loves being a Buckeye more than anything. And Julian saying, bro, what he had said, I was born to be a Buckeye. I raised a Buckeye. I'll die a legend of the state of Ohio.
Facts. What is it?
Like, he really does love Ohio State, guys. Like, he's been that way. And he said, I grew up dreaming of moments like this, to wear this scarlet and gray jersey, to walk into the shoe with hundreds of thousands fans chanting your name. Put your price on that. Money fades. Legacy lasts forever. I love you saying.
Listen, Ohio State players have been saying, like Jeremiah Smith the other day said, like, you can take me out the game, but guess what? My teammate's gonna kill you. Like, I was like, it's crazy. And he's like, yeah, no, listen, I got the best teammates behind me. It's fine. They're gonna you can double, triple team me, send 5 guys after me. Guess what? My teammates just gonna tear your mouth out. Like, it's crazy to think. Like, and I wanted to ask one question before we go. Do you think CJ Hicks transfers or not? Or
yeah.
I think CJ Hicks stays, but I think Malik Hartford transfers because
they're both gone.
Think so?
I think they both stay actually, because I think with CJ Hicks, I think it's better for him to stay one more year because he wouldn't have got drafted this year. Yeah, and don't forget, like we talked about it, for the past 4 or 5 years he's been here at Ohio State. Like Jim knows have been misusing.
Well, listen, and we're gonna hear the CJ Hicks train start again. Well, he's got another year with Larry Johnson. He's gonna be the best. Like, listen.
Yeah, and think about it too. When we see him come in, he's been electrically good. Like that Washington game, that dude got his hand like that sack that I think it was either Caden Curry or Cade McDonald, one of the two of them, or it was probably Tyron Malone got on Desmond Williams.
Lights out.
Yeah, what CJ Hicks did. Like they were trying to throw a screen pass, and CJ Hicks set the edge and just legit tried to block that ball. He was pushing that tackle right into the quarterback. It was not giving that quarterback any chance to run, any chance to get that ball off, and allowed the defensive tackle or one of the 3 D linemen to go and get him and sack him. I love CJ for that. Every time we see him play at that edge, You see this guy bull rushing tackles, and you see him just absolutely dominating on the edge.
Getting on a blitz, baby.
Like, it's like that's why I want him to come back. I don't want him to leave. Like, I said this from the get-go. He should have been playing this position from the very beginning.
They
Because
mismanaged
that's what he's
him.
good at.
They
So,
mismanaged
like,
it for sure.
I can see him coming back for this year solely because him spending another year with Larry Johnson and an entire year as a starter, this guy can really shoot up some draft boards.
No, I think he'll definitely get better. Like, I just don't want to ask because, like, I think Malik Hartford definitely transfers because of who is in the back end behind him. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you have Malik,
I do think I can see why.
Fahim, Delane, and all of them. Like, I think he probably transfers.
But here's the thing, too. I think there is a way Ohio State could convince him to stay because one of the things Ohio State has been doing is, if you look at what they've been doing in recruiting, they're looking for players who have similar playing styles to Caleb Downs and Langston Ransom.
Listen,
Jalen McClain has the same playing style as Langston Ransom, and you're seeing it on the field. When I watch Malik Harper play, he's also great. Now, I do think we may look at some guys in the back that could be better than him, but at the same time, when I look at him, I'm like, there's a chance Malik could be great too, though. And like, he's never been used properly either in the Jim Knowles system. And when I look at Jim Knowles and when I look at Malik Hartford, when you watch him play, his playing style is very similar to Caleb Downs, and Ohio State is going to need that.
It is, but I think Fahim Delane behind him is going to be amazing. And like, dude, how great is Jalen McClain? That, like, I thought Langston Ransom was going to be the one thing we really, really missed this year, and all of a sudden Jalen McClain comes in and it's a seamless transfer to, like, he's Langston Ransom 2.0.
Guys, if you look, he was a 3-star, and so was Austin Sareveld. I mean, but we don't develop anybody here. We buy them. Remember, we buy them.
There's a factory, buddy.
No, we don't. That's always crazy talk. But guys, guess what? Also, there is a little bit of news too that both Bo Jackson and Jeremiah Smith did some really awesome things. Jeremiah Smith, if I'm not mistaken, he said he actually gave up. I believe he paid for some kids
tuition?
For some kids' tickets. Actually, he played and donated like hundreds of tickets to orphan children across Ohio, and inviting them to witness the magic of Ohio State, of the Ohio State Buckeyes firsthand. And he talked about it when he said he remembered being those kids. And he
Jeremiah
was
is amazing, man.
Yep, and not only that, but also, I believe that Bo Jackson recently touched the fans' heart by throwing a birthday party for a young fan who was suffering from a terminal illness to give her the strength to continue fighting. And he made a special promise if she could come over this disease that many people care about. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the promise could be something about maybe getting her to a Buckeye game.
That's great. Listen, how crazy is you see the culture we have and you see the culture like Georgia has, and you see the difference in like a middling Georgia team and this team thriving is crazy. Like, it's I think it speaks volumes to Ryan Day and what he has built. Like, and I'm trying to dispel the Kirby is the best coach in college football at this point. I think Ryan Day is clearing away the best coach. And I think
when you hear stories like that,
Georgia's on their way out.
When you hear stories like that, that is just heart touching. It really is. It shows you how great of human beings our people are.
The evaluation process all the way down to them as a human being is just spot on.
Not only that, but also, like, think about this story of Ryan Day too. That him and his wife, I think, made an adoption for a kid because of something that happened to his parents. So they adopted this kid and like chose to take him in. And I'm like, oh, that is the most kind-hearted thing I've ever heard.
Right. Meanwhile, just managing the best college football team like in the last 2 years, and like for his tenure he's been one of the top teams every year. Just adopting kids, also like that's
and also just being the best human being.
Go to him, man.
Yeah, being the best human being there is, man.
Absolutely.
Like, you can't find a better human being than that man. That man is a great human being. And think about it, you see it in this team. It's great human beings.
Well, you see it in his son too. When we talked to RJ, you saw how great of a kid he was. RJ and his mom gave their tickets to Clark and his family so they could come to the Tennessee game. So
that tells you just how great that family got.
That awesome, man.
Please, Ohio State, keep this trend going of hiring not only the best set of coaches, but make sure they're also great human beings, because that's awesome. Oh, and Julian saying finished the highest graded QB of week 7 in the PFF. It looked
nice.
That's just awesome. So, guys, wanted to end it on those little stories because those stories are the most touching of the heart, and especially like seeing what our Buckeyes do, and not only hearing that, but also hearing our quarterbacks and how they talk about how they wanted to be Buckeyes from the very beginning. So, I think that's awesome to hear from these guys, ain't it, guys?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah. Haskins was the same way. I remember seeing that video of when he was like 10 years old and he was at Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about I'm gonna be the Ohio State quarterback.
He goes, in a couple of years I'm going to be the starting quarterback, and there he was.
And just set a record-setting season, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, guys. That's the best thing is when you got guys that wanted to be Buckeyes. Just at the end of the day. And they don't care about
has become a Buckeye. Ryan Day is the one out-of-state coach that we've had in how long, and literally just gets it. Finally gets it, and like really, like has turned people into like Will Howard came in Buckeye. You know what I'm saying? Caleb Downs came in Buckeye. You know what I'm saying?
Caleb Downs always wanted to be a Buckeye, but remember he went to Alabama because to learn from Nick Saban. Same with Julian saying like that was the whole purpose. Like you're not going to turn that away. Plus, not to mention Nick Saban used to be a Buckeye too. He still pretty much is. Once a Buckeye, always a Buckeye.
Yep, always.
Absolutely. It's awesome to see that, man. We're like literally people like Will Howard that like had a whole college career and came in and like was Mr. Buckeye last year, man. He was the leader of that team. And
I wish we'd have had 4 years with Will, man.
Oh God, if we'd have had 4 years with Will Howard, it'd have been great, dude. No Kyle McCord year. Will Howard. Oh my God! Imagine we had Will Howard during the Kyle McCord.
Back, baby.
Buddy.
Look.
Would have been like a fourth weekend. Would have been like go for 5, go for
right.
Yeah. Right. I mean, we still could somewhere down the line if this
maybe. But still, though, it's just great to see that. Man. The brotherhood is stronger than ever with Ohio State.
It really is. And guys, shout out to all of you who stayed to watch for how long this entire show has gone.
Love you guys.
Yep.
Love you guys.
Absolutely. Thank you guys, man. Thanks for having me.
Buck Vader. YouTube. We love having you too, Tony. Ryan Day's Championship Beer, Maddie Buckeyes Butcher. We had Mr. Bucknuts who had a different name in the chat today. Jesse Happiness. Like all of you guys who showed up, we're happy that we happy you guys showed up. And also shout out to our sponsors as well. MyBookie.com. Put in the promo code Ohio so that way you can get your $500 in insurance. So if you miss a bet, you get the money back.
Coconut.
Yep, coconut.
Shout out to you too, Coconut. Shout out to you too, man. Andre, all y'all.
Absolutely.
Shout out to
Lee
all
was
y'all.
here. Yep.
Shout out to the Buckeye babe. Lacey, we love you.
And our next episode, we'll do the Wisconsin recap as we usually do because we'll recap games and then discuss all of Week 8 as well next. And then we'll also make sure you guys tune in on Facebook, YouTube, X. Make sure you guys also check out our Patreon channel if you haven't yet. Yeah, Vader has a blog up there, and I've already have my NFL Buckeye rundown, like my NFL rundown with all the former Buckeyes and their teams in the NFL. You guys interested? Check that out. We also have a little bit of recruiting news that's on there, and even some more little hints that are on there. We have a great community. You guys can become members for free. You can get the $5 or $20 membership. If you guys get the $5 membership, you'll get a lot more content or a lot more stuff as $5 members than you usually would get as a free member. But if you become a $20 scholarship, $20 member, you're gonna get some really cool stuff. As a matter of fact, Eric has already made hats for all the people who are $20 members, and you will get all, as well as the magazines and everything he'll have sent your way. Trust me, you guys are going to want to be, it's up to you how you want your membership to go. So trust me, you guys want to check out Patreon with all the content. And guess what? Like I said, if you guys ever want to hear us go off without us being demonetized on YouTube, Patreon, we can do that and not have to worry about it. So
hey guys, and also, if you can't afford to, just come over and chill. Come over and still, there's free message boards, free chat rooms, and you can still come over and watch all the great shows and get in the chats with us.
Yeah, again, there's free membership. So if you guys can't be $5, $20, you got free membership and you can still have access to the message boards and be a part of the great community we've built over there.
Yep.
So we're going to pretty much end this as we always do. OH.
I-O.
Go Bucks and scum still sucks. Later, everyone.